Yo, what up, guys? I'm back again. It's your boy Karan, man. So, I kind of wanted to talk about the Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears situation. They're being sued over allegations that they forced two kids to do some sexual acts in their skit through a pedophile's eyes. First and foremost, I did see the skit. Um, it was uncomfortable to watch. I didn't make it through all of it. Um, this is a handful. This is a mouthful because I seen it. I seen it when the news first broke, and I wanted to kind of give it a couple days. Like with things like this, if you give it a little bit of time instead of reacting right away, more and more details kind of come out. And at first before the video popped up, they were saying this and saying that, and then you had Tiffany Haddish lawyers saying this is like a witch hunt, or people trying to frame her for something, and then you see the video and you're like, oh shit. Um, Guys, I want to say this, man, because allegedly they saying that she's over in Greece on the run, and Aries Spears really don't care, whatever, right? And if you've been following this page, this channel, I'm an aspiring comedian, so I just want to say there's certain topics that me personally I might stay away from until I get good enough to be able to have a witty response about it. Now I probably won't make a whole bit about it, but just to throw in here and there, because I do believe that edgy comedy is needed, especially in times like this. Um, so like I said, until I feel like I'm good enough, because I've only been doing comedy for 2.5 months. So there's certain things I'm just gonna stay away from because I know that I can't word it the way that certain comedians can and comedians. You know, um, I'm a Tiffany Haddish fan, and I like some of Aries' work. So seeing that skit was a little disappointing, a little disheartening. Um, I'm trying not to go too hard in the paint because while the skit was egregious, people are saying that they're molding children, and they have these child rings and Hollyweird. I believe Hollyweird does. I'm not sure if Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears are constantly doing this because things like this I've been hearing about since I was a child. I'm 29 years old. I'll be 30 on the 12th. Um, you've been hearing about like the Macaulay Culkins. The boys from Penn State. I think Elijah Wood came out and said something about why child actors kind of go crazy in a sense. And, these are things that, your parents will tell you, like, watch who you around, watch who house you go over. My mom especially was like that. We stay over at a friend's house. Mom, like, yeah, who there? I want to talk to their mom before you do. Then I'm going to uncles and aunts are staying over there, right? It's just the uncles that are, it's just the mom and the dad, or the mom or the dad, whoever, right? Why don't I know them? Why haven't I met them before? My mom had a laundry list of questions before I would stay at night at somebody else. Now, when you're younger, you don't understand it, so it's annoying. But as you get older, it's like, yo, you gotta screen everybody that comes into your life, especially if you have children around you. Like, I got nieces and nephews. I don't got kids yet, but anybody that comes into my life when I do, or if I'm around my niece and nephews, like I don't know you like that. And even if you do, you never really know someone until you know someone. So me personally, I don't even like being around, like, outside of my nieces and nephews. I don't even like being around people's kids alone, because I know that certain people just always look for an opportunity. And me personally, I'm gonna beat you to the punch. I'm not even gonna be alone with them. I don't like babysitting. You feel me? Um, I just want to say, guys, just watch who you have your fucking kids around, man. And the thing is, listen, people will blame Hollywood, they'll blame these actors, these celebrities, and a lot of these horrible people that do things like this to kids. Sometimes, especially in these celebrity cases, like, I was a firm believer that not only should R. Kelly been locked up, but the parents that gave their kids to that man should be locked up. Like, the sex tape came out years before the whole firestorm was out that he was out here grooming women, and there were still people sending their daughters to them, like, hey, look, you get her some work, and if not, hey, you're R. Kelly. She can be around you at least, type vibes. And I think that the parents are just as guilty. Same in this predicament. Like, yeah, sure, the mom is suing and everything like that, but it's just like, yo, how did your kids get along with them? Because my thing is, look, we all watch movies. We've seen movies with, like, rape scenes in them and whatnot. And even if it's like a pedophile movie, like you'll see a scene where somebody gives off the insinuation that they're into kids, but then it'll skip scene. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, listen, I'm not trying to censor jokes or censor things like that, because I said there's certain topics that I would reach on, but I just think if you're going to touch on that topic in a skit, there's a way to go about it. Um, I think maybe you use like a doll or a dummy, and if you don't want to go that route, then hey, we could just. I got plenty of other ideas. That's just the way I would look at it. Like, you can use a doll or a dummy, and then you can kind of get your shit off. But a live kid for something like that, because I think, like I said, even though it's jokes about pedophilia, skits about pedophilia, if you have a doll or a dummy, people can say, okay, well, at least they're not actually doing that to an actual child. They're like this. There's what am I trying to get the message behind this, right? But when you see a little boy there or a little girl there, it's hard for me to laugh. It's hard for me to even take it serious, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So I would have tried to went with the doll dummy route, and if we couldn't do that because it wouldn't have been funny enough, then hey, listen, I'm just gonna have to bow out of this. We're just gonna have to. I got plenty of other ideas. We're gonna have to go the other routes with that. But I've seen things like this since I was a child. I had family members be abused, and you know, you find out about certain people on your football teams. Like, you hear the stories as you get older, and you're like, damn, I like certain stories that I hear. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know you was going through that, because it's easy for us to. You say, well, the victims are lying, the victims this. Like, yo, truthfully, we don't know what happened because none of us were there behind the scenes other than Aries, Tiffany Haddish, and those kids, and maybe a couple production people. Um, but, like I said, I'm just quick to just let all the details come out, especially now because, growing up and hearing certain people that you went to war with in a football stance, and then hearing them tell their stories about abuse from certain coaches and certain family members. It's like, I just thank God that never happened to me. I thank God I had the parents that I had, because, if my dad was one of those dudes that wanted to live his football dreams through me, or if my mom was a woman that wanted to live her acting aspirations, singing aspirations through one of her children, and was just dumping their kids off to a bunch of random people they don't know, then, sometimes things like this, they're susceptible to happen. And, like I said, we do a lot of things to protect our little girls. Like, guys, people prey on these little boys, too, a lot, especially when they notice they can take advantage of them because they're young. So, that's the thing I wanted to come out with. I know it's going to be a lot of other news and takes and stuff like that come out. So, we kind of let everything just kind of play itself out and see what happens. Now, do I think that they should go to jail for this? I don't know about jail, but I do think that there should be some type of punishment, fines, and some type of therapy that they're going to have to go through for a long period of time, because you just can't do things like that. Like, I didn't laugh once when I was watching it. So, I can only imagine how the kids feel too, especially like something like that happening to you, and then you watching it all play out now that you're an adult. I think they said the girl's 22 years old now, so I think her brother's like 4 years younger than her, maybe. So just being a young adult and then having to kind of watch all this stuff, replay itself out again, especially after years of you trying to get help, years of you getting therapy, it's kind of messed up. So that's my take on it. It's your boy Karan, guys. Thank God it's Monday. I'm out.